And then we move on to the implementation phases that I have proposed. These implementation phases are basically targeted at different aspects. Phase 1 is the introduction of the system and build up of the database. In this phase, we will introduce farmers, distributors, agriculture services like agriculture instructors, and the supply and demand analysis, the government institute. So these are the key roles of this to build up the system database. So when we start the system, the activities of these four roles will build up the system, and the system will have all crops, food items, or different varieties of it, and we'll have a lot of farmers in the system, and we'll have a lot of distributors in the system. So this is the bare minimum things that should be in the database in order to make this system useful. And in this phase we will have this, like we have a mobile application, Android, or I don't think there are a lot of people using Apple at the moment. We can use Android phone, and then probably a web interface. Anybody can use any phone, any computer can use for farmers, and then for distributors, and probably a web interface to supply and demand analysis, the government institute, and the mobile or the computer access, the mobile application, Android application for agriculture services. So this, as per my current understanding, this Android application for farmers or distributors or agriculture service instructors are not going to be so much complex system. They will have, as I mentioned earlier, they will have very limited functionalities, but the database that are going to be built up with the information provided throughout the country will be huge. And at the end of this phase, we will have the servers that is capable of serving that many farmers, distributors, and agriculture instructors in the country, and we'll have some trained staff on the government institutes where supply and demand analysis is done. So I assume this phase 1 will run about 1 year, and at the end of 1 year we will have a very good database that can predict the food supply and demand, and it's basically become usable system for farmers. And the second phase we will introduce import export control, importers and exporters. So this is where this system helps to control the prices of the food items, and then we avoid importers and exporters to manipulate the farmers, and then helps really to protect farmers from manipulation. So in this phase we'll add register all importers and exporters along with the import-export commodities, quantities, and they are interconnected to the import export control. They have to register in the import export control as well, and there will be a mobile application, Android application, and the desktop application for importers and exporters, also to import export control, the government institute. I assume this this phase will be about 1 year, and at the end of this phase our food system is more or less regulated, and there will be trained staff on the import export control, the institute of the government, and farmers will feel secure, and distributors will get, we don't have to call distributors the middleman anymore. They know they get the fair profit, and there will be more organized, predictable system. And phase 3 is standardization, where we'll introduce customs. Of course, in the previous phase also customs will have some kind of role, but here we'll introduce customs. So we connect the import export control and the customs, and standard organizations where the standard organization will recommend, put their recommendation into the database, and then we link, we improve the mobile and the desktop application of farmers or distributors, so that they can link. They have to choose the packaging standard, or the farmer has to link the what pesticide or herbicide or fertilizer they have used, or whether it's going it's a organic farming, or whatever the information. Because by this time the farmers are already used to the system, they will know the advanced features of the system. Then the buyer, the distributor or the exporter will know, okay, this use this particular pesticide and it's allowed, it's a good one, or no pesticide used. So the role of the agriculture instructor for the particular GS division is important. They have to verify the details entered by the farmer. Also, they can this institute organization can introduce seeds, standardized seeds, packaging, storage, preservatives, and that kind of things. So if we run the system for a few years, at least 1 year, then we probably should have a very solid sustainable food management system in the country. And this is I recommend that we develop the system as an open source software system, so that other countries in the world also can use the same system, because this problem is there in many other countries in the world. Thanks for watching this video. My contact numbers and email are mentioned here for anyone to contact me to get more information of this proposed software system.